Welcome
Welcome
to Shade in the
Shade
City.
in the City.
I'm Treese.
It's Nels.
And today we're getting back into Shade Squad's favorite, at least that's how y'all make us feel, before the 90 days, the never-ending story that is the 90 days. We are on episode 15. So
God damn,
maybe it's gonna end. Maybe possibly this episode.
I don't think so.
But we'll see. Otherwise, I'm sure there's some shady to talk about. Let's get into it. Let's get shady. Jasmine and Gino. They look like they are just highly in love. Not really. Jasmine is moving into her new apartment that apparently she can't afford. But Gino offered to pay for it because he likes sugar babies. Let's just be honest.
But he's telling us he can't afford it either.
Then Gino is trying to explain to Jasmine that he can't afford it, so much to the point that he actually sits her down and tries to discuss with her the possibility of having roommates.
After she just had one in her last place, and that was already a situation. The fuck is he thinking?
Yeah, basically, she's like, I don't understand why he would think that Panama City is a major city. So yes, it's going to be expensive to live here. It's like, and even with my 3 jobs, I can't afford it. And I don't understand why it's a big deal. We made this commitment to each other. I'm, planning to be your wife, and you need to pay this rent.
Pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, basically. Then we learn Gino actually do got a little bankroll. He got about like $650,000, I think he said, in stock, and doesn't want to touch that money. And, Jasmine lets him know, well, please understand that once I come to Michigan, already know I'm changing everything in that house, everything. And he's like, well, that sounds very expensive, Jasmine. No shit, Gino.
She was like, well, you need to save for it. I said,
okay, Jasmine. Yes, I love the directness.
And she was like, and when you get back home, she was like, and when you get back home, you need to start looking for a job. She was like, I don't care if it's a restaurant or what, but I need help with these bills.
I said, she done got that ring and changed up.
I don't think that would have made a difference, Chef.
And then Gino says that he's a little concerned about how they're going to manage finances with the way she just likes to spend. But Gino, before then you were paying girls to talk to you. So Jasmine actually wants to talk to you. So what's the difference?
Yeah, $250 for one conversation versus $700 a month. And you
actually get to sleep.
Are reaping all the benefits. Exactly.
Yeah. Mike and Jamea, y'all. Mike and Jamea. I'll let you take it now. So I'll let you take it. Oh, we got a runner. We got us a runner.
You're a dumbass. So basically, Mike took off. They picked up basically where they left off from last episode. Production kind of sits down with Jamea like, how do you feel? Like, are you going to regret this? And she's like, no. And she explains basically she doesn't want to be unhappy. And that's how she's been feeling. And Mike is over there throwing a tantrum. I tried changing myself. I don't know what to do. And I don't know what the problem is. I'm starting to feel like this is all about money. I thought this was real.
No shit.
Sir, this is why you have support around you, but you decided not to pay no attention to that shit. And hang on every word that
He
this
was
chick told
dangerously
you.
in love. You couldn't tell him nothing.
So he goes back over to sit down with Jamea, and he's like, you know, so you're not in love with me? And she's like, no, I'm not in love with you, but I love you, which I think is still bullshit, because then she follows it up with, and I don't want you to stay at my house. I said, what? But she didn't even ask you about none of that.
She even offered to pay for a hotel for him.
Yes, she did. She said, I'll pay for the hotel. And he's like, no, like, let me sleep in another room. When she said
that man disgusted her, she was serious.
He's like, let me sleep in another room. And he's basically begging. He's like, please, look, please, baby, please. And finally, you know, she's like, okay, whatever. So, you know, as he's talking in the confessional, he's talking about, you know, he feels like it's been a waste. This past year, he's really in love with this woman and she doesn't feel the same. So he's really hurt, you know, he's really upset. And I can't say I didn't see this coming, Mike. Then they get back into the house. And I noticed that Jamea sits down on the couch, taking off her shoes. Mike starts to walk on the damn rug with his damn shoes. She's like, don't walk on the rug. I was like,
well, we already know she's sensitive about his, you know, feet and sneak.
So, well, I mean, last time he did drag dog shit in her house. I mean,
I'm just saying, can't be mad.
So then he goes to sit down and take off his shoes. This bitch didn't even want to sit next to him. She got up and moved to the couch and sit next to her sister. I said, well, where is the love? There was none. It was out the door. It's out the door with them damn shoes, okay? So basically, you know, the sister asked, like, hey, like, why are you so sad? Like, what's going on? And he's like, can we talk about this tomorrow? Because I'm tired. You know, he drained as fuck. He done ran a whole marathon and shit.
Right.
Crying and shit.
Didn't understand that either. She was like, why were you running? Like, she felt it was so ridiculous. She was not here. She won't go chase him. She was like, where is this grown motherfucker going? Where is he running to? He's not from here. And Minna was not giving any sympathy. It was actually...
And she was not fazed by it at all. She sat her ass at that table like, well, as long as she don't come back at the house tonight. So then, you know, he goes upstairs to go get some rest. And the sister asks Jamea, like, what happened? What happened with you and Mike? And she's like, I told him I didn't want to be with him no more, basically. And, you know, I've done it before. I've taken care of my home. We was good with the shit that we had. We was able to eat. We had a roof over our head, and I will do the shit again. I'd rather deal with that and go through that than
deal with Mike.
Exactly. She said she feels better off alone. But I'm confused because then she said that she had other motherfuckers giving her money.
Look, I don't know.
Look, it ain't my business. Drink some more. Drink my champagne and mind my business.
Right. I don't know what's going on with him in the streets. I heard she accidentally slipped up and had some man on her TikTok that was not Mike. So
while her and Mike was together?
Well, this is why the show is still going on anyway. So you're not supposed to do that. That's like a breach of contract because now everyone knows they're not together. Or at least that's what you just gave, because she was like, the dude was in her bed. There was no like.
Oh, I was going to say, girl, I just said that was my cousin. Yeah, not in your bed though.
Yeah, exactly.
I told her she want that man out that house so she could bring another man over.
You might be on to something.
Start with Ben and Mahagani.
Look how beautiful it is outside. I'm just going to speak about the scenery, not about the foolery, but just the scenery.
And you know, he expresses that
long-winded text.
What? So he expresses that, you know, he's felt a little disconnected. They haven't really had any romance, and he leaves, you know, in 2 days. So he did. He sent a long-winded text to Mahagani to ask for her to meet up where they hung out, I guess, their full day.
And we
once
saw
or twice.
how
I
that
think
went down the first time he sent the long-winded text, but I guess he didn't learn.
I guess that was the pier, right? That was the pier where
the pier looking spot.
So he decided that he was being immature by not showing up and to the breakfast, and it kind of backfired on him. Mahagani expresses that she left because she felt he disrespected her parents and that it was super immature. So I guess they agree there. And she does want to give him a chance to talk it out and speak and see what the hell he got to say. He shows up with a little gift for her, a fucking teddy bear. I don't know what type of gift that is, motherfucker.
It's great for a 22-year-old.
No, it's not. It's not even great for a fucking teenager. The fuck. Anyways, I don't know, nigga. If you sorry, why? This ain't Valentine's Day, but anyway, so basically, she lets him know like that she was upset that he acted immaturely, and he's basically like, well, I did it because you didn't respond to my text, and basically, I guess he feels like there's no excuse. And she's like, okay, well, what about the restaurant? I was like, oh, address it, boo, address it.
Right.
So he's like, well, with the restaurant, I was expecting your parents to show up, and I was really just thinking about myself, which was not fair. And, you showed up instead.
And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. It was so, y'all know I'm so tired of being his naivety. Is that how you said naivety? But go ahead.
Anyway, so she's like, well, that's why I left. You made me feel unimportant. And he's like, I apologize. I should have thought about your feelings. Can you forgive me? And she's like, okay, just don't let that shit happen again. So they go for a walk, and, I guess they're realizing like, all the things that they have in common. And he's talking about how he loves her. He always will. And God put them together. She's like, I'm confused. And this motherfucker just caught her off guard and stole a motherfucking kiss. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I was watching that shit. I'm like, that was some awkward ass shit. She's talking about she don't know really, truly if this is what they need to be doing. And then you just come out and kiss her. But luckily for Mahagani, it was a good kiss. She said that he's a good kisser.
Romantic. Supposed to be a romantic embrace.
She said that he's a good kisser, and he said that he ain't never kissed nobody like that. That it was mind blowing.
Memphis, as we can see, is being pampered on her wedding day. She's getting fed by a Hyatt, and getting the henna tattoos painted all over her.
Apparently, she didn't like what she was being fed. It was lamb liver. I didn't even know that was a thing.
They said it makes it so you're not dizzy the next day.
I've been like, I'll take my chances. Goddamn. Hi, look, Memphis said, I don't want no more of that shit. She like, no. What?
But no, so we see Hamza and Memphis preparing for their wedding day. Hamza lets us know that this is not the traditional way that they do it in Tunisia, but because Memphis doesn't have anywhere to go because she doesn't know anybody, so they have to get ready together in the same house. We do get to see Hamza's father, which we see pictured here, top right. And basically Hamza lets us know that even though his father wasn't shit and wasn't around, he wants him to be there so he can see how great of a person he turned out to be, and he didn't have shit to do with it. And
what shocked me was
say kudos to Hamza, because I wouldn't want you there. And the fact that Hayat was so polite and let him in her house. And I guess maybe that's a cultural, because if it was me, I can't say that I would have been that person. I'd be like, your dad need to wait outside.
I mean, but if I'm shitting on you and I did all this shit by myself.
That's true.
And apparently they feel that whatever, he's accomplished, I need to show it off. And apparently it's a great thing. They're happy that he's marrying an American woman. Yeah. So he wanted his dad to see it. What threw me off was I didn't realize this is the first time he's ever saw the mom and dad in the same house. I didn't know he like never had his dad in his life. So he said, you know, like it's kind of awkward. It's kind of strange. But he's always dreamt of that. So I was like, God damn, I'm surprised. Look, I'm surprised you even know how to reach his ass.
Yeah, hey, that was really interesting to me. That's all
I think, you know what though? No, I mean, after apparently, you know, he made the mom's life hard. He made Hayet's life hard.
Right.
After they got divorced, they probably did want to show off a little bit. Like, you know, my son went to school, he's marrying an American, and I did all this shit without you, homie. And I'm still living and surviving, being able to throw my son this great celebration, and you ain't got shit to do with it.
Well, hats off to Hayet.
She actually said that. I like that she said that she felt like she made the right, in her heart, she feels like she made the right decision because she gets a sense of family from them that she has never had.
Yeah.
Which I thought was super dope. So, I mean, even after all the bullshit.
Right. And yeah, no, and they are off on their way to get married. And we see Hamza's escort of friends on their scooters in front of the car, taking them on their way. So hats off to Memphis and Hamza for finally getting close enough to make it down the aisle that they actually might make it. Usman and Kimberly. Baby girl Kimberly. So Usman and Kimberly. Kimberly is on her way out. She is leaving to go back to San Diego. And yeah, she's really going through it. She's an emotional mess, as you can see here from the photos. She cries. She's all upset. You know, Usman is trying to console her, make her laugh. They were very actually kind of playfully mushy. It was, but yes. Then at one point she asked him, I forgot what she said to him prior, but basically she brings up the point of like, is he going to be able to be faithful when she goes back to the States and they're apart? And she's basically says she's kind of concerned. And he's like, I'm not even thinking like that. And then she's like, well, I know you would never think like that. I trust you with things like that. Well, why did you bring it up? Okay. So anyway, then the producers asked them, well, are you going to give Kimberly a kiss, a goodbye kiss when, you know, before she takes off? And he's like, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Damn, you made it sound harsher than the way he did. He was actually trying to beat around the bush a little bit. And she was like, yes. He's like, no.
Absolutely not. Then they're like, why? And he's like, because that would be, what did he say? That would be like making an announcement.
Making a public announcement.
So then she starts to feel some type of way because she's like, well, what the hell? She's like, I'm leaving. I'm about to get on this plane and I'm supposed to be feeling great because I'm his girlfriend. But it makes me feel like he's ashamed of me. And I was just like, well, and so she leaves disappointed that he didn't give her a kiss and they go separate ways. And yeah, I guess we'll see what happens in the journey of Kimberly.
Yeah, she mentions that, you know, she doesn't know what's going to happen in the future because long distance is hard, but he's definitely worth it if she does end up getting her heart broken. And it wouldn't surprise me.
So I know this is not Jasmine and Gino, but you know, I ain't about to put Uncle Marco's name up.
It's Uncle Marco.
He's not a main character, but we got love Uncle Marco. We know you. At least we know your name.
So, Mr. Gino, Mr. Hanson out buying a donut, sneaking a donut while Jasmine in room sleep, knowing goddamn well she wants his ass to eat healthy. He a sneaky little motherfucker. He just snaky. Then he calls his uncle, Uncle Marco. And, you know, his uncle just want to catch up with him. Like, you know, how's everything going or whatever. Like, he's like, you know.
They haven't spoken apparently since before he went to Panama.
Exactly. And he's like, yeah, everything's been good. You know, I've never had a girl love me like she does. And he's like, it sounds like you were a lucky man. Like, and I believe it. I believe it because, okay. So he lets his uncle know, you know, that they're engaged now. And, you know, they do plan to get the K1 visa, but it's a long process. It takes 6 to 9 months. And he did help her get an apartment. So he's worried about, you know, finances because he has his place back in Michigan. And his uncle's like, look, is she around? He's like, no, she ain't here. All right. So did you ever mention the prenup?
Right.
What? Just Gino, you got too much shit going on with you, homie. And he's like, no, I haven't even thought about it, you know, because I've had so much going on. And his uncle is not trying to hear that shit. He's like, look, this shit is serious. Okay. You need to protect yourself. And he's like, it's nothing against Jasmine from what I've seen, but this is early, this is fresh, this is new, and you need to protect your assets.
And then we learned that apparently he done already got put through the ringer by his ex-wife because he didn't have.
Yes, he mentions, he's like, I don't think Jasmine's after my money, but I do know from experience that shit don't always work out the way you plan. And his ex-wife that he brought over on a K1 visa, you know, clearly that shit didn't work out. And she took him through the ringer with his money. So now he's super worried because, you know, now he's got more value in his stocks, and you know he got bread. He ain't had bread back then, so whatever she took, it was like nothing. So he's like, you know, he agrees with his uncle. He's like, yeah, I'm nervous, you know, like he's nervous about having this conversation, and they gotta understand why, because this is not going to go over well with Jasmine. And
Right.
his uncle's like, look, you need to tell her now. You need to tell her before you leave, before you get further deep in.
And pay all this money to go through this process, and she tells you she's not signing the prenup.
Exactly. And yeah. So he says he's gonna do it, he's gonna get it done, and we'll see how that goes over with Jasmine. Because you don't throw a bunch of shit at her already.
Okay, y'all. We here. It's wedding day. We chilling. We out here. And apparently, it's as easy as signing a piece of paper in Tunisia, is what we find out. Well, you know what I thought was so funny, Shade Squad, is they kept making a big deal about there was not a lot to this ceremony. I said, well, basically, this is their version of going down to the courthouse.
Right?
I said, it could be this easy in America, too. Y'all just choose to do these big, you know, extravagant celebrations. I ain't mad at you, though. Love attending. Love the free drinks. So, all right, let's get into it. Memphis is so happy to be a part of this family union, as we discussed. And it's just really bringing her joy. She's a little floored and out of her element as they're bowing their heads and, you know, they're saying prayers and obviously speaking in different language. And she's not really sure what's going on or what she's supposed to do. And she's sitting there kind of looking crazy and looking at the pastor kind of crazy. But overall, it was a beautiful ceremony. Hyatt, as you can see here, over to your left, bottom left, was super happy. They're like all dancing around, celebrating. Everybody's just genuinely happy for Hamza and Memphis. And I'm just going to say that after all the craziness between the post-nup, the you having sex in my home after I made it clear that I didn't want you to, the fact that this family is so accepting of you and has been able to look past those things says a lot of them and is very big of them. Is all I'm going to say. But congratulations to Memphis and Hamza. And at least somebody made it down the aisle. So I'm not mad at it. Anything to add?
I thought that I did, but I
kind of wrapped it up in a nice little bow for you.
I'm floored as well. So go on.
Woo!
But I'm about to say, who gonna get into it?
Who won it? It's like jumping double dutch. Who won it?
Oh
y'all.
My God, this was a lot.
I guess Jimena smoked the fattest bag of weed before they filmed because
it was just a whole bunch of fuck it
was in her system. I'm going to be honest. I have never seen this type of, what's the word that I'm looking for? I don't give a fuck unless it's coming from that one right there.
Like seniors in other grades.
Okay. Don't do that.
No offense, you do. You when you are mad, when you don't give a fuck, you don't give a fuck. Okay, that's what
I still don't think I'm that level of I don't give a fuck.
I've seen you not give a fuck. I'm like, do you know you have to see that person again, right? I'm just saying, but so
do
yeah.
You?
Huh?
I said, do you?
And maybe you don't. Fuck it. So Mike is packing up his things to depart. And he still has a glimmer of hope, guys.
I thought it was funny. He came into the kitchen. He said, Amor. And Jimena did not move. She didn't budge. She didn't turn no nothing. He goes, Jimena. She turned around.
She's like, call me by the name my mama gave me. Stop playing with me.
I'm not your Amor anymore.
Right? So then he's like, oh, hey, I'm about to go pack. And she's like, yeah. Yeah.
The thing is, she's not mad. She's just not into him. She just doesn't like him. And he disgusts her. It's different when you get to that level. She's not mad. When you're mad, you can get softer. You can calm down. And I think that's what he thinks, because he went up to his room and he was like, oh, I think she just needs to calm down and come to her senses. And then we can work through this. Because he felt like there's a glimmer of hope because she let him stay there. But sir, let me say something. If I was on the phone with Mike, if I was his homegirl, I'd have been like, but you had to beg her. She offered to pay for your hotel, sir. So don't think because she let you stay there that shit is cool, nigga. She probably just really let you stay there because she on camera don't want to look like a total and complete bitch.
Then she comes to bring Mike, as he's packing his bag, she comes to bring him his rings back that he gave her. And he's like, I don't understand. And apparently it was more than one, y'all, because as y'all see, there's more than one box.
I think it was the 2 wedding rings and then the engagement ring. And he's like, oh no, just hold on to them until we can work through.
We can work through this out. And then
she's like, no, this relationship is over. Ain't no working nothing out.
I tell y'all, this woman said over so many times. I felt so bad for my.
I think she said it. She was like, how many times I got to say it? I got to say it 1,000 times.
That don't sound like you.
I think a motherfucker get it when I say it the first time. She was actually pretty. I ain't got to say it 1,000 times. She was pretty calm, so she probably, I don't know. And maybe because there's a language barrier, you know, maybe the way it's translated over to him is like, maybe that's what she said, but you know, like it's translating different. Maybe she meant it nicer or softer. But you know, if we both speak in English, I can clearly tell you, I don't want you. I want you to pack your shit and get the fuck out. Maybe because there's a language barrier, he thinks it ain't coming across properly. So I ain't got to tell him motherfucker 1,000 times.
Well, anyway. So
what blew me was, look, what did it for me was he was like, you know, you're losing the best thing that you've ever had. She said, the best thing I ever had was my children.
And everything else I don't give a fuck about.
Exactly. And he was like, well, I helped you keep a house, roof over you and your children's head.
So you wouldn't be on the
street. Because you were paying the rent and giving me money, don't mean we was gonna be out on the street.
Right.
And basically, nigga, that's not a reason for me to fucking stay with you because you was paying shit. The fuck? She was like, I can go back to being a model and you ain't gotta worry. I love the fact she was like, you don't have to worry. Like, what I'm going to do is not your concern, boo. Just know that you don't have to do it anymore. I didn't even think she was gonna answer him when he was like, you're gonna go back to being the adult model, whatever. I'd have been like,
that's none of your business. You would have said
as long as you're not funding what I need, don't worry about what the fuck I'm doing. But she did. She was like, what's wrong with that? I met you like that. So we also found out.
Clutch the pearls, y'all. Clutch the pearls.
this is what got me, because apparently he has a problem with people knowing how they met. Understandably, because apparently he's been on this site every fucking day, all the time, all day long. Okay. Now, I don't know how the fuck he planned to, I ain't even gonna go into that. But my thing is this whole time, we thinking that Jimena was just on some site, met some guy looking to scam him and looking for a paymaster.
Right.
And she found one. Come to find out, regardless of the type of work that she was doing, because apparently it's hard to find work in Colombia, and the work that you do get, they don't pay very well. But the job she had was paying all her bills, taking care of all her bills. She was okay. Mike told her to quit and he would support her. Now that's totally different than looking for a fucking scammer.
Right.
Okay. I lost all respect for motherfucking Mike with that shit. He's on the site, tells her, look, I'll support you, take care of your bills. You just quit. Well, nigga, that's why I'm depending on your motherfucking money. That's why you sending me money, because you had me quit the job that was paying me.
Right. And then try to throw it back in my face and make it feel like I can't go back and do the same thing.
Basically. So, he's like, well, this reinforces that you were just using me for money. She's like, all right, look, just get the fuck out. Like, now that I can relate with, okay? I ain't about to go back and forth with you, nigga. Look, I let you
won't you no more.
I let you stay here out the kindness of my heart. Now you all in my personal business. Like, we ain't even on that level no more. Just go. And he's like, well, I gotta work in the morning. She's like, I don't give a damn.
She did
get your shit and go, motherfucker. Look, Treese. Nigga, go. And he's like,
and Mike says, hell no, I'm not going. I got receipts that I paid rent in this motherfucker. And he goes and runs to his room and shuts the door.
And she's like, I don't give a fuck. Like, basically, you got to go. You got to go. You got to go. And upstairs in the room, what does he call her? A mean, evil, cold bitch.
All right, I'll let Nails go ahead and talk about this stupid ass man. Go ahead.
So it's Ben's last day there, and they are going to Lima to explore the city. He thinks that they're back on track because,
and she can't
that
because he's already close to the airport. So
because they had that very passionate kiss, and he's like, he's sad, but he will see her again. She's like, oh, that's so sweet. She ain't say shit else. Okay. So he wants to spend as much time as possible, but in the back of his mind, he is thinking about all the lies this bitch told. Okay. And he needs her to be transparent so that it can feel more like a real relationship to him.
So he can keep lying to himself and letting her keep play the shit out of him.
Well, as they're driving, she's like, there's my university. And he's like, oh, really? Why didn't you stay on campus? She's like, I don't know. That's a very good question. It is a very good question, bitch, for which you should have the fucking answer. I mean, you would know why you are living in this place on the beach versus living on campus. I mean, it is what it is.
And San Bartolo is not, it doesn't seem like, didn't he say it was still like an hour or two away from Lima? So if your university is in Lima, but whatever.
That's neither here nor there. So they go to a place called Miguel Grau Park.
Yes.
Miguel Grau Park. And he's like, I need to talk. And I don't know if she thought he was going to pop the question. So, because she was like, what, you want to ask me something? Boom. He sure do, but that ain't that ain't it.
That right?
That ain't it. And he's like, I know you had a hard time trusting me, but I have to trust you as well. She's like, you don't trust me?
Oh my God.
He's like, I came over here on a faith and a prayer, bitch. I didn't even know if you was a man or I know who the hell you was. I came over here off of our conversation alone because we're in FaceTime. The fuck? I don't know.
If y'all would have seen the way that Mahagani looked at him, like, oh, so you thought that was cute? Because she wasn't laughing. She was like, what you mean?
But it's true, because he even mentioned that the pictures that you sent, now I'm thinking that's why she didn't FaceTime. The pictures that you sent didn't look the same as you look. They were touched up a lot.
That's what you say when you want a bitch to love on you. You tell her that her pictures is
no. That's what you say when you want transparency.
Filtered, but I want to spend the rest of my life with you. He
don't want to be with some lying ass bitch. That's what he don't want. Okay, he wants transparency. That's what this conversation is about. So then they get into the age discrepancy, and he's like, it was the pictures, and then you lied about your age, and she's like, no, I don't remember that. He's like, no, I have it in chat. I have it in our chat. Like, this nigga went back and did his motherfucking research. Like, bitch, you lied to me about how fucking old you are. And she's like, I don't remember. It's giving the fellatio story. I don't remember. Oh, I don't remember. So he's like, look, were you hiding your age or what? And she's like, no. And he's basically just saying, I don't want us to keep secrets. So she's getting offended, clearly, because she's like, well, you were hiding stuff also.
Calling me a liar.
Yeah, she's like, you were hiding stuff also. I didn't know that you didn't get along with your ex-wife, which I don't know if that's really...
I don't know what that has, as my mom would say, I don't know what that has to do with the price of eggs in China.
Yeah, like, whatever. She's like, mine was just my age. So you're admitting to lying about your age? Now you remember? It's all coming back to you
ask
now?
Her, well, why did you lie about your age? It's because of the age gap. And she gets so irritated by him asking her all these questions. And she said, you know what? I gotta go. Literally,
I wish he would have brought up.
And she's like, what was that?
While she putting her jacket on. I wish he would have brought up the damn beach house. The little condo on it. I wish. Now that would have sent that bitch over the edge.
I think he realized that he was moving in the wrong direction that he did not want to go in.
I mean, you already there. Shit, you might as well. You struck the match, nigga. Light the bitch on fire.
Throw gas on it.
Nigga, you already in the fire, motherfucker. Shit. The shit gonna blow up. Okay, you gonna blow it with it. You might as well. Okay? Throw the motherfucker. Shit.
We're here with Memphis and Hamza. See their beautiful vacation destination. It's awesome. Looks like they had a good time. Looks like they probably consummated their marriage in this beautiful place, and I couldn't blame them. Now,
like they didn't do it already.
Right. So as they're honeymooning, and I believe Hamza ran out to get something for her and
some breakfast.
And we
Think about your boo in the morning, Hamza.
Well, you know what I will say? Hats off to Hamza. He went from his mama serving him breakfast to him serving his wife. So you know what?
Yes, Hamza.
I see you growing and glowing, Hamza. I see. That's my little Muslim John B. I ain't mad at him.
I can't deal with this Muslim John B.
So basically, Memphis lets us know that, she's been feeling some type of way the past couple of days and it's been really tired. And she breaks down and tells Hamza that she's pregnant. She believes that she's about 3 weeks. Now, as I told you guys, Shade Squad, I want to say it was review 6 or 7, but don't get me quoting because we're now at 15. But
damn, that seems so long ago.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I thought we would have been.
I feel like we might have looked like babies back then.
Right. But basically, word on these Twitter, Reddit, internet streets, because I always be up in that stuff. It like literally pops up in my phone now. It's crazy. But word on the streets was Hamza was out here up in Muskegon with Hamza and they had a whole baby.
Wait, you said Hamza was up in Muskegon with Hamza?
Oh, I'm sorry. Memphis was in Muskegon with Hamza.
Oh.
And they had a whole baby. So together now, that's a different story. Because, these Reddit Twitter streets be talking. But apparently they did have a baby, so congratulations to them. But anyway, so he runs home, or they run home to tell, share the news with his mother, which if I was Hayat, I'd be like, that's a little sudden. Are you sure? How were you able to know that fast? Are you sure that's my son's baby? But maybe that's some American stuff that we do.
She was clearly there longer than what we thought, because she says she's 3 weeks pregnant. So she was clearly there longer than what we thought. Okay. I mean, she did do it the first night. So Hamza goes home and lets his sister and his mother know, surprise, his wife is pregnant. And Hayat basically says, she's happy. She's happy about it. And she can actually look past the fact that they slept together.
In her house.
They weren't supposed to. In her house. Since she's pregnant. And maybe bringing home a little Hamza.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I would feel some type of way about, because I know Hayat was like, I'm not selfish. I want my son to be happy and be with his wife and all this other stuff. But now we're talking about a grandbaby. That's going to be way on the other side of the world. Now we're going to have some problems.
I agree, but guess we'll see. But congratulations to Hamza.
Gino takes Jasmine out to dinner so that he can have his prenup conversation that he is so scared as fuck to have. And, and he talks, he's like, we need to talk about the marriage. And she's like, yes, this is very important. And she completely took over this motherfucking conversation. Right? She's just like, all of our issues have been about your exes. And I was on social media and I saw that
your ex has your last name.
Yes. And she's like, how long have y'all been divorced? He's like 8 to 10 years. She's like, dude, that last name belongs to me now. Y'all don't got no kids together. She ain't give you shit. Why does she still have your last name? And he's like, well, I don't really, what he said, like, I don't really notice anything on social media.
What her last name is now or some shit like that.
I love the fact that, because I feel like somehow, some way, Gino gets shit like this over on her by saying little dumb shit like this. And Jasmine's like, I don't give a fuck. Nigga, fuck what you notice, but you do know. Okay? And we need to get it fit. Exactly. And we need to get it fixed. And she's just like, like, I don't give a fuck what she went through, or what she has to go through to change it. But it needs to be changed. Comprende? And he's like, yes, I understand. Although he feels like she's being irrational. Shay Squad, tell us what you think. Do you think that she's being irrational? Because I know she comes across sometimes like crazy and whatever. But I mean, 8 to 10 years, right? He don't have kids with this woman. Do you feel like it's time? Like, the ex-wife should have changed the name. And now that someone is going to be his wife and actually loves him, not saying that the ex-wife didn't, but that's not the vibe he got. So that ain't the vibe I'm getting.
Was that the vibe that he gave, or was she a sugar baby? We can't put that on her if she didn't give him a loving vibe when it was a
sugar babies. Sugar baby versus, I don't know. When I think of sugar baby, I don't think of somebody that's gonna marry you. But it is what it is. Give us your thoughts and let us know what you think, if the ex-wife needs to change the last name, and if Jasmine should go as hard as she's going, because she's like, nigga, get it fixed.
Fix it. It needs to be changed, or there will be problems.
She ain't even said there was no consequences, but the tone makes it feel like it's gonna be if it ain't fixed.
So now Gino got to go have that very awkward conversation with his ex-wife that my new bitch is gonna kill you.
Talking about, I gotta do research. No, nigga, you just need to he's like, I don't even know if she can change it. Yeah.
And here's why is Jasmine even messing with her? Because if that would be the case, I'd be like, okay, but I'm just gonna put your titties all over the internet. So we're even. I'll change my last name after I put your titties all over the internet. How about that?
That's probably why she's telling Gino to do it versus her doing it.
Right. You better leave her alone for your titties. Well, Mike, I think, was trying to find his manhood, but Jamea has punked him and grabbed him by the cojones again. Basically,
she wouldn't get that opportunity if he would just leave. Like she's asking.
Jamea is still trying to get Mike out the house, and he is refusing. He's like, no, I feel like you're so manipulative, and I want to say goodbye to your family and the kids. Excuse me. You ain't I mean, don't get me wrong. He did seem nice to the kids and whatever. I won't take that away from him. But yeah, no, I'm not.
What I don't understand is why he has to stay the night to do it. The kids are there in the house. Why can't you just say, good night, this is my last night, and then go to the hotel and leave from the hotel to your flight tomorrow? I don't understand why it has to wait till tomorrow. Why you feel you need to spend the night in order to say goodbye to my kids?
So he can come kill her in her sleep. Because that's why if I was him, and you wouldn't be able to stay in my house just because of how crazy you acting, and I'm gonna let you stay overnight.
I like the fact that he tried to manipulate her. He tried. He was like, "Oh, you're acting immature." She's like, "I don't give a fuck."
She's like, "I want you gone. Bye."
Like, I don't care. And she's like, she actually said, "I don't even want you to say goodbye to my kids." The sister negotiated with him that he needs to pack up his stuff, go to a hotel tonight, and then come back tomorrow and say goodbye to the kids. Well, before that, I thought it was hilarious because he said, "This is stupid," and then in Spanish, and then he said, "Tú es," I think he said, "Tú es stupid," right? Mm-hmm. And she's like, "You call me stupid?" And then the sister's like, "You can't do that." Da, da, da. Like I guess maybe she thought that he was saying it incorrectly and didn't mean to call her stupid, and he played along with it. That motherfucker meant to call her stupid.
Yeah, he did.
He definitely, because he said it right the first time. He said, "This is stupid." And then he said, "You are stupid."
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, regardless, she wanted him out anyway. But she's like, "Nigga, you leaving now for sure." Like,
real, I'm stupid. Get out. But exactly. Then one thing that I didn't like about this scene is then Jamea runs around upset, talking about how rude he is.
No, that is not calling the kettle black.
Right. That's I was just, you took the words out of my mouth. Rude.
She even hugged her mom. So, but he's so rude. I mean, okay, I get what you're saying, but technically, initially, she wasn't that mean. Initially, she just said, "It's over. I want you to get your things. I'll even pay for your hotel." She was initially nice or cordial for a relationship that she didn't want anymore. Now you calling me stupid and you won't leave my house. Talking about I got proof that I paid rent here and all this other shit. When I still let you stay in my house, even though I told your ass I wanted you to leave, knowing goddamn well I don't even have a job, but I'm willing to pay for your shit to stay in a fucking hotel. Now you're in here insulting me. You refuse to fucking leave after insulting me. And now you're trying to manipulate me by telling me that you want to say goodbye to my kids in order to fucking leave. So I get what you're saying, but technically in the beginning,
you can say you're inconvenient. You can say, "Oh, you're not, he doesn't know how to let go and he's crazy." But one thing you can't say from the rudest motherfucker on the show, what you can't do is be like, "Oh my God, he's so rude." I don't know. Let us know what you think, Shade Squad. I just, I mean, granted, I feel everything she was saying. I just thought it was very ironic.
I think that
ironic
they were being rude to each other. I think initially she wasn't trying to be rude. She was trying to get her point across. And in the midst of him trying to get her to see this is where you need to be, he was getting angry and was coming off rude and disrespectful. She didn't even want him in the house anyway. So she's like, nigga, you're literally here off the grace of God.
Right.
And you're still talking shit to me? So.
No. He agrees that he's going to go to a hotel. And I guess he's supposed to be coming back tomorrow. But
the doors would be locked.
And he could sit and bang on the door or sit out there till he misses his flight. Well, no, we don't want that. So I don't know. Jimena got some real tough decisions she needs to make.
I wouldn't want to fuck with Colombian police, though. So bang out there if you want to.
That part. Well, thank you. Thank you
guys.
God, for joining us for another review, episode 15 of the never-ending story that is before the 90 days. Please make sure that you hit the like button before you head out.
You comment. Don't give me that look.
I'm just saying, it was your turn. It's your line. It's your line. Talent nowadays, I swear. Anyway, yes, and look, I can't say shit. I forgot my line.
Subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe.
And you hit the notification bell. Also,
follow us on all social media platforms as well.
Also, Shay family, I want to say that we appreciate the growth. We see the numbers. And also, let's all give a congratulations to Treese. She got a promotion today. She's super happy about it. We've been manifesting, and I believe that manifested right into her lap. So besides us growing in our Shade Squad family, we are also manifesting great things to come. So make sure you drop a comment and congratulate her on her promotion.
Oh, well, thank you, boo. That's so sweet of you. Well, all right, guys. Yes, and speaking of that, I got it's up in the morning. So love you. Mean it. Have a great night, and we'll catch you next week for another episode of Before the 90 Days. Bye-bye.
Good night.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like